Purana Mandala Kaniyatayami Sangye Chudang Soki Chonam La Janchu Badu Dani Yasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunam Ki Jola Penche Sangye Jubasho Sangye Chudang Soki Chonam La Janchu Badu Dani Yasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunam Ki Jola Penche Sangye Jubasho Sangye Chudang Soki Chonam La Janchu Badu Dani Yasushi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sunam Ki Jola Penche Sangye Jubasho 作业 homework.
White horse. We're on the white horse.
yeah, right, white horse. Exciting debate. Somebody says there are more than 16 experts. What was their statement and why? What is their proof? If you can let me know the name of that school, you get extra point. Mr. Kramer should know.
Pressure.
Pressure. Chen, the Peltier.
Is it about the sun or? Yeah, from Kashmir, yes.
Under the centers.
Under the centers.
No, which is the opposite of the Kashmiris.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, it's not them. Okay.
No.
Okay.
They're yeah.
Okay. So why do they say that? Why more than 16?
Who said why not?
Christina.
Got him. He didn't say anything.
Best answer ever. Okay, nobody knows. Great.
Yay.
Let me
There are two more aspects of suffering which the other 16 are not covering.
Then it's not necessarily about the truth of suffering, but yes, there are two more aspects. But they didn't get from where, and they get from where?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so the 16 comes from like deep meditations. So these two do not come from meditation.
If you wait a little longer, we'll probably get it.
Huh? Yes, logic. If you read the books, it's kind of like before the path of seeing, you can do that. Okay. What's their proof? Nobody knows. Okay. There's a commentary. One of the 6. In Chinese, I know the name. It's called Body and Foot.
Body and foot.
Consciousness, body and foot. Okay, it's one of the Abhidharma commentary sets. So, remember? No? Okay. Okay. It's the actual the Chinese says the foundation of consciousness, body and feet.
Got me.
It's in the auto commentary, so you can check. Okay, that's the first one. Number 2. Someone might say these 16 are just different names, not necessarily 16 different entities. What do the detailists say about it?
Incorrect.
Actually, they say it's correct, I think.
No, I think they say incorrect.
Oh, sorry.
They are synonyms if you only take the meaning of the word, but there are different aspects in realization.
You're almost there, yes. Do they agree that they are different names? Yes. But that doesn't mean they are different. They are the same entities. No, that doesn't mean they are names only. They are also different 16 entities. Right? Yeah. Okay. And they say because they are 16 different entity because within each of the four truths there are actually four different archetypes. Number 3, please write down the names of the four aspects of the truth of suffering and explain why they are called that names.
I would love to hear you explain.
The truth of suffering? Wait.
So there are four aspects. Yes, impermanence, suffering, emptiness, and no self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the order, though.
You can explain that one?
Yeah. So why they are impermanent?
Let's hear it, the Chinese master.
No, we went through it,
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
and they're impermanent because they depend on causes. Remember? Yeah. And they are suffering because
Stained.
it's true, but not count.
No, yeah.
They don't have pleasure nature. That's what it says in the text. They are emptiness because they are empty because it's a little bit, yeah, they start and stop. And they no self because they have no self. That's what.
Yeah.
That's the text.
It's so funny. They start and stop as opposed to empty because they don't start and stop.
Yeah. I dig into the author commentary a little bit, and it says there are many different opinions about why they are called these names, and one of them says they are empty because they are empty of being mine, and then they are no self because there's no, like it's against the grasping to self and to me and mine. So emptiness is empty of being mine, and then no self is empty of being me. So there's one explanation about that. So, yeah, the auto commentary, yes. Okay. What is this? Stuff or entity? Say. Mitat?
It's not really entity.
Oh, it's not entity?
Not so much.
What is it?
Substance, stuff.
Maybe just stuff. Okay.
Stuff is
Mitat?
well, it's unchanging.
Yeah. Well, we can call it impermanent. Impermanent.
In this book,
Yeah.
maybe.
Here we can call it impermanent.
Oh, look, it's Jeopardy.
非常.
What is doing?
So what's the Tibetan word for suffering?
What
Huh?
is doing, Alex?
But why couldn't I find it in this paragraph? Because this is the one talking about it. There's 4. Can you identify? Locate it here?
Kinjit? Starting and stopping? No.
So mitat is here. Where's suffering?
Yeah, not happy.
Oh, so the word suffering is not here.
No, but the word not having the nature of happiness is.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. Tong?
Unhappy.
Emptiness.
No, it's just empty.
Oh, just empty?
It's just empty.
Then what is tongba? Tongba is empty, right?
Tongwa.
Tongwa.
They're dumb.
So tongwa is adjective?
Empty.
Oh, okay.
Empty of.
Empty of.
In
Oh.
English, they say empty by.
Oh, okay. Oh. No, the last one is no self though.
No,
Where's the
problem being.
Yeah, problem being.
Literally does say that.
which word?
That's how they write no self
How
in this
they
case.
just to
Oh,
insult to injury for poor Ben.
So it didn't give you.
it didn't give me the word. Oh, okay, that's why Sugan and I tried to find the words. It's not here. Okay, great. You've done well. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Daki Dongwa is no self in this case.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it doesn't say about emptiness then.
it says empty of a self.
Yeah,
Empty of a self.
yeah, empty of itself, and yeah,
Not, yeah. Which is
yeah, and unfortunately.
So he's mixing 3
No,
and 4
because his
together.
empty here is Kenji.
yeah. Kenjik is Tongwa. Remember, it starts and stops.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I see.
Therefore,
I see.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
I see.
He's wily.
Why?
Cool.
It's actually an CIP.
Okay.
Burp, burp, burp.
Okay, Geshe.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Okay, back to Abihu.
Why horse?
I'll be what now?
Okay, here we go. We're gonna sing about, everyone seems sleepy today. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay. Go. Here's a little debate about colors, okay?
같이 싹다 포칠친 카톡 임팟 텔 가보임베질
The color of the earth?
Let's take some white earth, some
earth.
white ground, okay? What's another one famous? Sakya. Yeah, which is the pale earth, okay? But let's take some white earth. Karoimbata.
The color.
It must be a color. White dirt, white dust must be a color. Why? Because it's white.
Kapamachun.
Just because it's a white color.
And if you struggle with Abhidharma for a while, you get into this problem.
Might still tell my truth.
When you say it's white, it doesn't mean it is the color white. It means it has a white color.
Yeah.
But in English, I don't know about in Chinese, but in English you have the same problem. You say it's white.
It's white.
But does that mean it is the color white or it has the color white? So anyway, you got to struggle with it. That's the game they're playing right here. Take a white thermos. It must be a color. Why? Because it's white.
Yeah, why would you say it's white? 'Cause it's whiter.
Yeah, why do you say it's white? Keep going.
데텔 사카보임베질나
It is so white because it's a white thermos. And we say, makya. Just because it's a white thermos doesn't mean it's the color white. Okay? By the way, he did a totally illegal thing anyway for $2.
They use the same
Good.
reason
Shopping.
for the statement.
Split it with him.
$1.
$1 each. That's the cheapest bet I ever made. $2. Not 200, not 20, not 2,000. Just 2. Okay? Because the guy said, take white dust, take a white thermos. It's a color because it's a white thermos. That's an illegal reason. You're not allowed. That's like when your wife says, take the Japanese restaurant. We should go to it tonight because it's a Japanese restaurant. Unless
You change your tone.
you change your tone, okay? Because it's the Japanese restaurant. Then you can use a different reason.
Yes.
Okay, that's okay.
It shows
So we're assuming.
scriptural authority sometime for tonal change.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I'm just saying it's a debate
you
ground
haven't.
tradition. Okay, you're lucky to have debate ground traditions. Okay, here we go.
Why in my day?
Dana suki keche imbatel de beche.
Yeah, then according to you, it must be the door of sense of visual objects. Okay, I don't want to see you translating this as form. Okay, it doesn't mean anything to anybody in a restaurant, because it's form. We don't say white is form, right? No. I don't know why it got called form in the translator's lingo. Okay, debecher. So you're telling me are you telling me it's a visual, the object of the eye, consciousness, dirt, right, or thermos? You're telling me it's the object of the visual consciousness? Then the guy says, yeah, it is. We say, no, it's not, because it's. Go ahead, read.
Dominete te rec cheke keche che imbeche.
Yeah, now this is, what do you call it? A priori. A priori. This is an assumption that's allowed in logic. That you go to touch first.
Oh,
Okay, and it's confusing.
it is.
Same with people. Okay, Ben. Ben is a richa.
Oh.
Okay, so that's that's a convention. That's something agreed on in the logic schools, that the basic sense you go to is touch. Okay, the thermos is not, your thermos is not the object of my eye consciousness. It's the object of my touch consciousness. First and foremost. This is just an Abhidharma thing.
Is there a full pecking order?
No, just they go first to
But if
richa.
it's got rickshaws and
After that,
rickshaws, then the others can all duke it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the main quality of the thermos? You can confirm it with touch. You know, not that you can see it. The sight can be fooled,
Interesting.
but the hand is more concrete.
Touching is believing in Buddhism.
Yeah, so that's something you need to know, or you won't understand this section. In the Abhidharma, touch takes precedence.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and I believe even people are considered richa.
Oh,
Okay, so, but we'll find out.
whoa. They're not them into
Geshe is the word for.
Something you can touch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, tangible object.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you say a priori already?
Yeah, a priori is Latin, and it
Oh.
means it's an assumption. A space priori, A
Oh,
space
A
Priori.
Okay.
It's assumed.
Okay.
Assumed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes for no good reason. Okay. Well, why is touch number one? It's Abhidharma. That's what they say. This is okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, it's more concrete.
only kind of.
If I had to prove to you there was a thermos here, would you more believe that I had it in my hand or that I saw it?
Yeah. Hand.
You know, that's all.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Kachik.
Kachik, chik la su.
Whoa.
Yit.
Tang
Yik
Tang
la.
did this well, I think. Or you did? I don't know. Yip.
Yit la.
Yip, yip.
Okay. Kachik yik la suki kapatel. Suk la chen na. Yet na. Oh, yet again. Yet na katok tang. Yit ni ki chepa.
Yeah. Well,
Yewa tebeche.
Boy.
what'd you guys do on the break? Come on, tell me the truth. They're all mashed potatoes when they got back. Okay, Kachik. Yip la suki kata. When we talk about shape, then we must always be talking about something you can see. Okay, and here in the keches, suk means something you can see. Okay, rupa. Well, why do you say that? Because all the things you can see can be divided into shapes and colors. And we had it a lot with the pen. When we say the parts of the pen, we say silver cylinder. We say the parts of the pot, we say silver and round. So all visual objects are basically divided along two lines, their shape and their color. Okay. Okay. So he said if something is shaped, then it must be a visible object, because visible objects can be divided into shape and colors. Okay? And by the way, that proves this whole thing is not BS. I mean, if you really understood this, you would see emptiness within 2 hours. You see what I mean? That the pen is really just silver and a cylinder. You know, I mean, that it's not just something for 15-year-old monks. You know, it's very profound, actually. Okay, here we go.
Döna mi pung mi bong
Pongzi.
pengzi mi pengzi.
It's probably a rainbow. Okay, you have to check
Rainbow.
the carving.
Oh, rainbow Chen. De tell, de che.
Yeah, let's take a guy who is tall, which in Tibetan is long vertically. Okay, pongzi means a bodily outline, bodily shape. Okay, pongzi. We probably had it in the soul and in the. Yeah, we did. The soul was equal in size to the pongzi of the body in the Jain school or something. Your soul is, if you're a big person, you have a bigger soul than a small person, because it was as same size as your body, your soul. Okay, anyway, mi pongzi, which means bodily dimensions. Ringbo means tall here. Let's take a tall person,
Okay.
a long person, Chen.
He's visible form.
Yeah, he must be visible because he's Detal Dacher because he is.
A shape.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because he's a shape. Okay. Tall, long person must be a visible thing
He's not a shape.
because he's a shape. Okay.
Yeah, but is he a shape?
Oh, it is a shape. Yeah.
It's that white horse thing. It's the white horse thing.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay,
is he
it's
a shape
white.
because he's it's gonna win
He's
again?
tall. He's long. So he's length.
Yeah.
Okay, here goes Detal Dacher. He is too a shape because he's either short or long, however you take him. Okay, he's a shape because he has length. Okay, when you dump two adjectives together, they become the theoretical quality. Length is called long short. Weight is called heavy light. Okay. Well, he must be length because he's either short or long.
Yeah, right.
Well, why do you say that? Because he's long.
Because he's long, and he's got.
Why do you say that? Because he's a long guy.
Wait, no. Because he's. Oh, me Ringbo.
Me, Ringbo.
Oh, a guy. Oh, a guy.
Because he's a long guy.
Yeah.
By the way, in Tibetan, Ringbo means tall. Super Ringbo, tall. Long body means tall.
So in English,
So-
of the translation, you use tall. You don't use long, right? And then
This is going to be impossible. I mean, to do it in English is going to be very
Yeah.
challenging. It's going to challenge even your English. So it's kind of like they're mixing up length and long short.
right.
And he's
Yeah.
he's tall. We say he's tall. Well, then he's length.
Right. Yeah. So it doesn't. Really,
Then he's
Because he has some.
then he is visible.
Right.
But he is not visible. He's that which is neither form nor mind, changing thing. He's he's between.
He's measurable.
Person, Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley is tall. Therefore, Stanley is visible.
Visible.
Therefore, Stanley does belong to the category of
Shape.
physical things,
Oh yeah.
changing things that are physical. And Stanley, therefore, is not a concept between physical and mental. You see what I mean?
We still don't accept it.
Because we say Stanley is tall. But really, Stanley's not tall. Stanley's just an idea. Stanley is just a word, okay? Your body is tall. Your visible body is tall. We can't say Stanley is tall. Okay, we can't say person is tall. Person is one of those changing things which is neither mental or physical. It has a body and mind, but it's not a physical thing. It's not a mental thing. It doesn't know things, and it's not physical. It's not made of atoms. Stanley. Stanley's body is made of atoms, but Stanley is a concept. Okay? But if you say Stanley is tall, then he becomes a visible thing, and then he becomes not a changing thing which is neither physical or mental. Got it?
Right.
Problem.
We're hoping our macchiato means that he is Demiduchin.
Yeah, we got to keep going. Somewhere in here, they're going to define the human as I think Rekcha, Stanley, but let's keep going.
Kachik sak
Sa
chu shi che chen yit su itu ik suk su tel
yeah.
ru shin yin be che.
Okay, let's take a courtyard, which is, what do you call it? Square. Let's take a square courtyard, rectangular courtyard. Okay, it has four corners. Trushi is the Tibetan word for square. Four corners. Let's take a plot of land which is square. Okay. Now, Yipsuk is a idiom in Abhidharma, as opposed to Doksuk, Kadoksuk. Okay. So Yipsuk means visible stuff which is shape. And it's as opposed to visible stuff, which is color. There's two, yip-suk and kadok-suk. Okay, so suk here is general, visible, and yip is one of the two possibilities, shape. Okay. It must be Dainey grammar case. We elected him president, okay, as president. It must exist as shape visible.
You can just say shape, can you? Or you could just say
Well, the
visible
shape type of visible stuff, technically.
Right.
Okay, well, why do you say that? Because it's square.
Yeah.
Okay, take a square, take a village square. It must be shaped because it's square. Okay, that's the point.
Fine, it's okay.
Okay.
It's not cheap.
Okay. And then somebody says, but it's not square. Okay, and we say, they dare tell it is too square because it's four-sided or something like
Another
that.
$2 for Stanley Nelson.
Okay. And then we say makyap, just because it's four-sided doesn't mean it's a square. Okay.
It's not.
Well, that's not the whole point. Okay. And we say it's not
It's still not visible.
matter, it's not physical stuff which is shape, because it's sukikeji mayambe. Because it doesn't belong to the category of things you can see. A field which is shaped square doesn't belong to the category of things you can see. Why not?
It's
Rikcha.
because it can be.
It's tangible.
Yeah.
It belongs in the category of tangible things, not visible things. Okay? If you fall down on it, your knee gets hurt. The main thing is not that it has color and shape. The main thing is that it's touchable. Again, this is back to this Abhidharma
One of the four elements.
convention. Yeah, it is touchable. It is a tangible thing.
Because it's made of one or more of the four elements.
Yeah, because it's made of one or more of the four elements. And I don't know if you remember back in the list of tangible objects, I think there were 7. The 4 elements, thirst, hunger, and
Yes.
something else.
Weight, light, cold, and hunger.
I must be weight and hunger.
Yeah, so anyway, it's the Abhidharma beliefs about tangible things that's a little bit strange.
7, yeah.
Okay, hot, cold, hungry, thirsty, and the 4 elements. Okay, like that. That's a long debate. Like that's a whole nother debate. We're not going there. Okay, yay, we finished that one. You're like, what? Keep going.
같이 진카 보이 가덕처진 양락기 차독 가덕 인바텔
Yimbata.
인바텔 진기 가덕 인베제.
Now there's primary colors and there's secondary colors.
Yes.
Fog, cloud, these are secondary colors. Green, I think. Mixtures of main colors. And cloud and fog, which if you're an artist is probably tone or things like that. So they're not stupid or foolish. They just didn't have words for, what do you call it, saturation and things like that. These are trying to convey depth of red or kind of red. They're not just, don't think Abhidharma is stupid. They're not.
Yes. Right.
They're very sophisticated. I'm not saying you, I'm saying this school.
I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, so he says, let's take the color of a white cloud.
Yeah.
The color.
It must be a secondary color
Right.
because it's the color of cloud, which in Abhidharma school is a secondary shade.
Pretty cute.
Okay, it's,
Pretty cute.
what do you call it? More saturation, it gets more white in it. And then less saturation, it gets darker. Okay.
What is saturation?
Saturation, how do you define saturation? It's like the brightness of the color. You know? This is high,
I think how much light you
this is a bright, call it bright. So that's more cloud. And then this is also orange, but it's more, we call it muted. It's not as bright. That's also orange. The saturation is less, do you think? And here the saturation is more, or vice versa, I don't know.
That's why
They're both orange.
Sanskrit words for green and gold are interchangeable.
Yeah.
It has to do with saturation. So talk about hiranya or what is it?
Hiranya Garba.
And blue and black.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a question of saturation.
Yeah, mukba.
Cool.
Yeah.
Saturation.
Oh yeah, that's saturation. Okay. So anyway,
That's cool.
let's say, I don't know exactly, but let's say cloud saturation means bright orange. And then fog saturation means dull orange. Okay, so he said, let's take the color of a white cloud. He's just playing with you because he's mentioned white, which is is it a primary color?
It is. Yeah.
And then, but cloud is a secondary color. Okay.
What is secondary?
Cloud.
Oh, cloud is secondary. Okay.
Which I call saturation, which I'm going to call saturation, okay? They called it cloud because they didn't have a better word, okay?
Yeah, blue, yellow, red, white.
Blue, yellow, red, white, okay. So let's take anyway, he's just playing with us, okay? It must be a secondary color. It must be a secondary color because it's the color of a cloud, okay? Deminite, but you can't agree to that because it's a root color. It's a primary color. What?
Because it's white.
The white. Okay, let's take the white color of a cloud. The cloud color is a secondary color, but clouds are not secondary colors. Okay. It is too a primary color because it's purple. It's white. If you say that, certe, our reply is chedo.
Think about it, man.
We have to think about it, okay? Chedo means, let's decide that one later. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it means we'll have to check. We'll have to check.
Okay.
He's not taking a stand. Our guy's not taking a stand. Choni Lama's like, we have to check this one. Because nobody can say it's not cloud, but nobody can say it's not white.
It's like, yeah.
So where are we going to put it, in the secondary colors or the primary colors? Let's check for
And
now.
it says good
Why
day,
can't
man.
we just go straight to rec?
That's rare, right? We're a high Lama. By the way, the person who uses Chedo a lot is Sokapa.
Oh.
And he's just being honest. He says, I can't really decide. You guys figure it out. He uses it more often than most people, which seems to reflect the honesty of his intellect. Okay. All right, here we go. Kachi.
Kachi nimma katok yimbatel. Te yang laki katok yimbeche.
Let's take sun color.
Sun color.
Oh, let's take sun.
Okay.
It must be a color
Really?
because it's a secondary color. Let's take sun.
Okay.
Let's take sun, S-U-N.
Yeah.
It must be a color because it's a secondary color.
Okay.
It gets into saturation again and stuff like that.
Okay.
That how it is so a secondary color because Gyashun means Gyagashun, the classics from India. In many of them, without saying, without using the expression, the rays of the sun, they say sun is a secondary color. They don't say the rays of the sun are a secondary color. They say sun is a secondary color.
No problem.
Is considered, right? Quoted as, okay? Cited.
Oh yeah.
Cited, okay? Chen, pulled from it. We can see citations like that, okay?
Geshe-la, before that, when you translate the secondary color of sun, you say sunlight. Is it wrong?
Yeah, I did say that.
So we should say
No.
sun. More correct.
We have to go back and see what the wording was.
Oh.
Did it say Nime or did it say Nima? Okay, I don't remember. We can go. I can find it in 2 seconds. Nima. Let's go back. Well, here it's listed just sun
Right.
as a secondary second color.
In our text.
Okay. And that's the only place. Yeah, I don't think it's in our text.
Did we not list secondary colors?
Too bad we can't.
I guess not.
search on Nima.
Okay, anyway, let's go on. Yay! Okay, Genmei de, no problem. Teni de uekikado la gonki. When they say sun, they mean the color of the light of the sun.
Okay.
The meaning of the word, quote, sun,
Okay.
in a list of colors means the color of the rays of the sun. Okay. Gonki, but, okay, this key is but. Nima kado to dena, if you say color, if you say sun itself is a color, ripadangel, it don't make no sense. Okay, you contradict logic.
Yeah.
Ripadangel, okay?
That's us, Geshe?
Yes.
Say again?
That's us. We
Yeah,
say that. Oh,
yeah.
you.
Yeah, if you say sun is a color, you contradict logic. But it is true. He's not denying that the text lists sun and not sunlight as a color.
But obviously that can't be what that means.
Yeah, okay. The way we're trying to struggle to explain cloud with saturation and fog with saturation, okay? It doesn't refer to those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Kartik.
Ring tung
This is a funny one.
ni
I'm glad we
Miguel
studied contradiction in Adam's text now.
Miguel tel. Chukan ni tu tokam le ring tun kam le tong kam le tun wei chi se wa tang.
I think she has a disconcerting look on his face.
Something's uncomfortable here. Okay, anyway, here's we go. The guy says, long and short must not be contradictory.
Sure, must not.
To be long and to be short must not be contradictory. Okay. Your kid asks you, do we have a long way to go, Mommy? And you say, no, it's a short way. So that contradicts saying it's a long way, right? Either it's a long way or a short way. Your kid asks you, how long do we have to go to reach Shenzhen? And Mom says, it's not long, it's short. Got it? So short and long are different things, right? They contradict each other. Either it's a long way to Shenzhen, like 2-hour drive, or it's a short way, it's 15 minutes. Okay. Got it? Then he says they must not be contradictory because
True.
a true means the length from the middle finger to the elbow. True shilani. And these are equal. So these are old ways of measuring distances. There are 4 truths to a dome. And for example, a monastery should be 500 domes from the nearest city center. Okay. A retreat place must be 500 domes from a city center. To is, it must be shorter than a true, but I don't remember what it is. A true is defined as 24 sor. Maybe it is. I think it is. But normally we say 24 sor. This is a sor. Chun. Yeah, chun. So this is 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something. Okay. Okay. To your elbow.
Yeah. 6
Yeah.
maybe.
And then that's. Then the text, the Abhidharma says, in a well-proportioned person. You know, some people have gorilla arms.
Das says tip of the thumb to the tip of the middle finger when extended. Which
Oh, okay, it's this one. That's a toe. Okay, so now, is it true that true is longer than the toe.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
So is a true long?
A two is
Is a true longer than a toe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's long, right?
right because it's longer. It's shorter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
compared to a dome, it's short.
Yeah.
Therefore, one thing can be.
Long and short.
Yeah.
Are they separate?
No.
No.
Test of Gilwa. Test of contradiction.
They have to be
Is
separate.
long and short separate words?
Yes.
Are separate words.
Yeah. Is there one thing that can be both at the
There
same time?
is
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that can be
So it's not contradictory.
because one can be both compared to one and
If we
Yeah, he says not contradictory. That's the opponent's viewpoint.
yeah.
sure.
Something can be long and short at the same time.
Pretty strong argument.
When mom says it's a short way to Shenzhen, she's lying. It's really a long way because there is a shorter way. Okay, got it? Then he's, it's kind of interesting. You can say it's all bullshit, or if you really think about it, it's pretty deep stuff. Okay? So anyway, long and short must not be contradictory because one thing can be long compared to one thing and can be short compared to another thing. That's the point. And Che Chung also Mingyo.
Size, big and small.
Yeah, big and small are also not contradictory. Okay? When your mom says you can have a small candy, it could be a big one compared to, Okay? Mingyo. You could eat a whole candy bar and say it was small compared to a box of candy. And you can tell your mom I had a small candy. Okay? Because it's small compared to a box of candy. Okay, got it? Got it. Ne means a barley grain. One barley grain. Naked set sam means the distance. Sam with distances means one. Okay? A length of barley seed is bigger than, I think Nyungma is mustard, an old spelling for, here it is. Yeah, mustard. It's, Nyungkar is the same as Yungkar. Nowadays we call it Yungkar. Okay. So barley seed is, if you take the distance of a barley seed, so you don't have to say only or here. Sam means just the distance. Okay, Setsam means the distance. Okay. If you take the distance of a barley seed, it's bigger than a mustard seed distance, but it's also smaller than a pea or a bean. Okay, a barley grain is smaller than a pea, but it's bigger than a mustard seed. Okay. So it's big and small at the same time. So big and small are not contradictory. So that's a serwa. Okay, somebody says. Okay. Then he doesn't want to stop there. Keep going, Stanley. You read. I shouldn't be reading. I should be having coffee. Tomen. You better take the plane out of him. He's not driving that well.
Thông men ní kháng Miguel Tel. Ri Chan Chen Ri Chen Nam Ri Rap Le Mèo Mao Ma Shen Tu Ma Le Tu Tho Wei Che Serna.
Okay, good. And furthermore, so he's got three assertions here. Assertions, sorry. It's still assery. Okay, he's got three assertions. The last one is, what's not contradictory? Yeah, tall and short.
Yeah.
Here's the men in Hinayana, by the way, which is Hina, short. Okay. So tall and low? Tall and
Short.
higher and low.
High and low.
High and low must not be contradictory because Richen means the secondary mountain chains around Mount Meru, which are concentric circles. Okay, so they're called Richen. Lingchen means secondary continent,
Yeah, subcontinent.
and Richen means not the main mountains, but the lesser mountains. Okay.
Same trend from those.
Chen means lesser.
Okay.
Okay, the lesser mountains are lower than Mount Meru, but they're a lot higher than mountains on our continent. Okay, got it? These are the mountains between the four continents and Mount Meru. and they are concentric circles, and they have oceans between them, and those are called the inner oceans. That's why our ocean is called the outer ocean, Chi Gyatso Chembo, the great outer ocean. Okay. Okay.
2 minutes, guys.
Come on. Then so the lesser mountain chains are shorter than Mount Meru, but they're taller than a lot of other mountains around. Then our answer is Di Tabo Ni Tene Joke, and Sugang would answer this easily. That everything you've mentioned is just relativity. Okay? Tene Joke, established through dependence. Okay, relative. You're stuck on relativity. Okay? Tachi te mangeso, therefore none of these things are fixed as one or the other. Tall or short. It's all a question of relativity. You can't say, what do you call that, conclusively, that they are one or the other. You keep bringing up things that are relative to each other. They are defined by comparison. So
So for a thing to
this
be,
is not a fixed thing. This is not a definite thing.
so for long to be Gelwa,
So
it's gotta
you're
be
just
definitely
playing
long.
with us. Okay. Now, the reason I'm gonna keep going, even if stage is outside,
Uh-huh.
is now we get into super sexy territory. So I'm just advertising what's coming up next, which is
Sumpa. Chem.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
cosmic photograph form.
Fascinating.
Non-communicating.
Okay. Yeah, when you take a vow, you get an aura,
Yeah.
and we're gonna discuss this mystical form of matter, mystical matter, and it's a very fascinating discussion. It's not bullshit. It's very interesting. Does God take a photo when you take a vow? That is that photo continuing out in the universe as we speak of the vows I took 35 years ago or something. And it's a very interesting question. So don't think we're just sticking with white horses and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Wu took a photo of mine once.
Of your horse?
Of your auras.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he had that aura photo taker thing.
Uh-huh.
That's what happens when you get money. You just start buying stuff like that.
Purple and yellow. is it?
Stopped here. 118? 18?
18.
Yeah, the Lakers fan.
Yeah, the great team of the 80s. Magic Johnson, Kareem.
I'm ready whenever you
James
are.
Worthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sashi Buki Jushi Meto Cham Viramingshi Ninde Gempadi Sange Shindu Mite Uargi Shokunanda Shinla Jupasho Ilang Guru Rana Mandala Kaniya Tayami Kewadi Kewokun Sunam Yeshe Sososhin Sunam Yeshe Lejunwe Dampa Kuni Topasho
Shogiri Shmogiri.
Doke. Show him if you got him.
哎，这不挺正常吗？是吗？
Show them if you got 'em.